Hey yo! What's goody, everybody? Today's topic: don't burn bridges. Whether these people enrage us constantly or just for one moment, we're going to focus on how to restrain our emotions so one rash decision doesn't make them our opponent. Today's three focuses is the bridge, restraint, and the outcome. So now that we're live, let's dive. Point number one, the igniter. A bridge can't be burned unless a match has been laid. So before the bridge ignites, we're diving into why they may feel betrayed. The bridge is the relationship. You're at one end while they're at the other. Although it starts small, it'll grow over time with one another. Whether that's through love and laughter or simply having each other's trust, as time continues to grow, all the structures will adjust. Soon it'll grow large and it'll continue to glow brighter. But be wary of the fuel because you don't want it to be an igniter. A bridge isn't something that dissipates or simply goes away, because even if they don't see each other, their relationship will forever stay. A bridge centered on trust, good favors, reliability, and stories. Once it becomes so large, it's a friendship of glory. Something that's so large takes forever to build. But if this person throws a rock, this will take much longer to fill. A small moment or altercation won't jeopardize its creation, but if this action is repeated, it becomes a scary situation. A what's up becomes hello, and an hour of laughter becomes a 5-minute conversation. Although this can be repaired, there's a lot of hesitation. What seemed great is now alright, and the bridge they love now feels shaky. So instead of being confident, now the relationship feels flaky. If they try to repair it, it can be a great once again. But if something major happens, that fire will put it to an end. A bridge that was once so great has now been burnt to the ground. Incinerated to ashes is impossible to be found. In this situation, it was chipped over time, but it could very well be one major moment that leads to its demise. So before this bridge has a chance to be burnt to the ground, we're going to identify where the fire is and how to put it out. Point number two, the fire. If a fire has appeared, it's bound to burn. So let's pat it out before there's no return. It's all about humility. Never put yourself higher than another and always treat people with respect. Because if you're short-sighted, you'll miss out on what's to come next. Matthew McConaughey, Alicia Keys, Samuel L. Jackson, and so many others have talked about the importance of respect. But I believe Shannon Sharpe is the one that sums it up best. The toes you step on today might be on the foot connected to the leg that leads to the butt you have to kiss tomorrow. So if you aren't being respectful to everybody, your actions could lead to sorrow. So starting with work, we all work with a variety of different people, and regardless of who they are, we should never say something lethal. From janitors to interns and co-workers to owners, regardless of title, we're all people when the day is over. Losing sight of the bigger picture, they'll step on people's toes. They don't value the relationship, so they'll light a match if they oppose. If it's someone below them, they're condescending, and if it's the same level, they show no respect. It doesn't matter what it might be, they'll just always choose to deject. And if it's their boss, they'll act respectful, but everybody else knows it's a facade. Because based on their experience, if the scenario was flipped, he would just put himself on top. Constantly burning bridges left and right because they don't think it'll affect their career. But when an opportunity arises, they're wondering why they're always behind their peers. Regardless of who you are, they'll treat people with respect. Whether you're above them or below them, they know what they're doing is correct. This isn't about what you can do for me. Their relationships are centered around trust and tranquility. And who knows, it could become something much greater down the road. But because that person might have a reference for the place they're trying to go. So lastly, it's family and friends. When it comes to them, it's a totally different dynamic. These relationships are centered around trust, so they're usually more organic. They're people we chose and people who've been in our lives. So these bridges have been constructed over time and are much more difficult to divide. But when an argument ensues, this person will escalate the moment. Knowing our weak points, they'll attack like an opponent. Insult, fight, or bring up something deep from down in the past. So focused on winning, they've incinerated the bath. And afterwards, they'll try to play it cool or tell you to relax. It's just one moment. But since they're so focused on themselves, they don't see the giant hole in the middle of the component. Aware of the friendship, this person will actively try to de-escalate. Whatever is being discussed isn't worth as much as this bridge. So to avoid a demolition, they'll cast away their pride to retain what this is, subside, deflect, or try to exit the conversation, because once they see flares, hatred's the only reservation. They understand it's much easier to destroy than to reassemble this bridge. So they'll try to squash the debate so it doesn't turn into a ridge. So now that we know why we shouldn't step on anybody's toes, in point number 3, we go over the outcome if the bridge is never disposed. Point number 3, extinguish. We've gone over the significance of the bridge and how to protect it. So now we'll discuss the outcomes if you choose to respect it. First is peace. You'll be at peace because when there's no grudge, everything is serene. It could be a friend, family, an acquaintance, or stranger. Regardless of who it is, no bridge is in danger. When no bridge is in danger, you'll forever have a path. Regardless of who it is, it'll never lead to wrath. So keep bridges intact and keep positivity on your mind, because if you never deviate, your life will never be blind. So next is respect. It's mutual from both parties. The beauty of mutual respect is it's reciprocated on both ends. So if someone were to ask about them on the other, they'll always recommend. In a world based on exactly who you know, this here is a key factor for propelling you for where you're trying to go. If you're always kind and respectful and you're hardworking and diligent, just try to remain patient because there will be something magnificent. Plus, you never know who might be inquiring, because it could be your idol or someone from your childhood that found you inspiring. So lastly is it creates a lasting relationship. The bridge is bound to grow with each interaction. As trust continues to form, it'll only lead to more satisfaction. A relationship that started as an encounter has now transformed into a magnificent structure. Centering around love and trust is nearly impossible to rupture. So if you ever get upset or feel like you're about to be unhinged, don't lose sight of the bigger picture, because this bridge is much greater in the end. With positivity on their minds and relationships intact, don't worry about being alone, because someone will always have your back. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, please feel free to check out the channel and subscribe, because there's more in store. From one witness to another, you are special. Hook out.